before I tell you how Jaafar Jackson completely transformed his voice to become his uncle, using a method so simple you won't believe it, hit that subscribe button right now, because this isn't just acting. This is pure obsession. Did you know that Jaafar Jackson landed the role of a lifetime with nothing but a voice message? In 2020, when producer Graham King first approached him, Jaafar had never acted before. So he did the only thing he could think of. He recorded himself speaking exactly like his uncle and sent it to the producer. King listened and called him back immediately. That one voice message changed everything, and it was just the beginning. Here's the thing. Jaafar's natural speaking voice is completely different from Michael's. His voice sits lower, while Michael's was famously soft and high-pitched. On top of that, years of intense vocal training and a natural singing ability gave him a strong foundation, but making his speaking voice sound like Michael's required a completely different kind of discipline. So, how did he do it? The answer is surprisingly simple and incredibly dedicated. Jaafar revealed on The Kelly Clarkson Show that he practiced by reading books aloud in his uncle's voice. Not just one book, many books. "I really read a lot of books in his voice, and each book I got better, basically," he said. He started by mimicking Michael's distinct pitch and cadence, reading entire books cover to cover. At first, it felt strange and even silly, but with every book, he improved. Eventually, it became so natural that he didn't even realize he was doing it anymore. He recalled one moment in a supermarket when he responded to someone, and the voice that came out was Michael's. Now here's what makes this even more fascinating. Jaafar didn't just practice speaking, he immersed himself completely. He moved back into the Jackson family's Havenhurst estate where he lived for 15 years and slept in Michael's old room. The room was almost empty, so he bought a thin Japanese mattress and slept on the floor. He turned another room into a research lab, covering the walls with Michael's quotes, notes, and timelines. He spent every day surrounded by his uncle's energy. "If I hadn't gone through this experience, I don't think I'd be able to perform the way I do now," he admitted. He also pored over Michael's personal journals, poems, and affirmations, which he called a breaking point in his preparation. He didn't just study his uncle's voice, he studied his soul. Don't click away, because what Jaafar did next is the part that will blow your mind, and it involves the secret to making the voice feel completely natural. Here's the final twist. Jaafar's goal was never just to sound like Michael, it was to make the voice feel like second nature. He told The River in an exclusive interview, "I wanted to perfect it until I could speak naturally, like a second nature, in a completely relaxed state. So I tried not to overthink it analytically. I wanted it to come out naturally without thinking." He didn't want to perform the voice, he wanted to become it, and he succeeded. His grandmother Catherine Jackson watched the film and couldn't tell if she was watching Jaafar or Michael. For Jaafar, that was the highest compliment of all. For the speaking scenes, it's entirely his voice. For the singing, he blended his vocals with Michael's original tracks, but that speaking voice, that was all Jaafar, transformed through thousands of hours of reading, listening, and complete immersion. So how did Jaafar Jackson master Michael Jackson's speaking voice? Not through fancy technology or digital tricks, through books, through reading aloud day after day, book after book, until the voice stopped being an imitation and became a part of who he was. He didn't just learn to speak like Michael, he learned to think like him, feel like him, and live like him. And when you hear that voice on screen, you're not hearing an actor, you're hearing a nephew honoring his uncle with everything he had. If this story gave you chills, hit that subscribe button right now. I'm tracking every single detail of Jaafar Jackson's incredible journey, and next week I'll reveal the one book he read that finally made the voice click. Subscribe and hit the bell so you never miss an update. And remember, sometimes the most powerful transformations come from the simplest actions, like opening a book and reading it out loud.